demonstration, we'll discuss how you can mitigate risk immediately. This demonstration is going to cover how to identify what data is stored within your environment and how to use automated classification policies to identify your exposure. And then we'll cover how to locate and secure sensitive information. Let's start by learning how to identify what data you have within your environment. There's a couple of different options here, and it depends on what object we're selecting in the tree to the left side of the platform. As you can see here, this dashboard shows not only files by access date, modification date, and creation date, so you understand where your data and how your data is laid out within your environment from an age perspective, but you can also see the files by extension widget that I'm pulling around here. These files by extension will show you how your files are actually grouped into these different categories. What types of documents I have that are archived, what types of audio files I have, design and graphics, etc. The great thing is, this view is only of this particular aggregator collector. I can actually view my entire Atlanta branch, and you can get a federated view of all of the aggregator collectors within the Atlanta branch and be able to view all of my different file types and once again all of my age groups within my modification date, creation date, and access date widgets. You can also go even further up the chain and take a look at your entire corporation and see all the different file types and of course permissions and data sources those file types are located in. The great thing about the Aparavi platform is not only can I identify files by extension, access date, modification date, or creation date, but I can also execute automated classification policies against my entire data set so I can see where my exposure is when it comes to specific policies. For example, privacy policies or HIPAA policy, or just being able to identify documents that may contain sensitive personal information that I need to make sure is properly secured. To select what automated policies we'd like to execute against our dataset, we'll choose Policies from the upper menu bar. You can then choose Classification, and you'll be able to add over 140 different predefined classifications out of the box, as well as have the capability to create your own custom classifications. Some really great classification options that are built in include Social Security number, personal data policies, as well as privacy policies that are specific to states like California, Massachusetts, and New York. You also have under Other authentication policies, ethics and code of conduct, and even a ransomware policy that you can execute that could possibly detect ransom notes or demands within files. The authentication policy is also really handy for being able to identify documents that may contain username and password information. The authentication policy can be very handy in identifying and securing sensitive username and password documents prior to any type of security breach. And you can also create your own custom classification using this workflow type engine. And you can do so by dragging and dropping over 900 predefined rules onto the grid, including standard regex expressions. You can also apply additional Boolean logic against those rules and combine multiple rules into a flow that's going to produce the classification policy that you're looking to execute. Once you've created a rule, you also have a test option where you can drag and drop a known file into the Aparavi platform, upload it, and be able to test to see if the classification is going to produce the results that you're looking for. You can also expand and see exactly what the classification policy is flagging within that document. Once you're done, simply click Save As, give the policy a name, and you'll be able to execute this policy automatically against your entire dataset. Once I've selected the classification policies I'm looking to automatically apply against my dataset, it will take a bit of time to run through all of my indexes. But once it's complete, let's talk about how to locate sensitive data so you can then secure that information. There's a couple of different options to do this. We can do so by selecting Files from the menu bar and executing a query under the File Explorer. For the purposes of this demonstration, let's talk about how to do this under Reports. We'll do so by creating a custom report and then selecting what type of query we want to perform so we can get the dataset that we're after. Let's select Classification, and then let's select a specific classification to look for. For instance, Social Security numbers. We can create a more complex query by adding another query below that and then maybe looking for specific content. for instance, a specific name. You can then also further customize report, and you'll need to if you're looking to locate the specific files. You can drag and drop something like local path onto the report, and then also maybe even drag and drop confidence factor into the report so you can get that information that you're looking for. Once you're done building your report, click Search, and we can view the results of this report. As you can see, not only is it going to give me the name of the file and all the information I asked it for, but you'll also be able to identify exactly where the file is located. You can further refine this report information by clicking on the three dots, and then you'll be able to group and sort as needed. You can then also export this report in PDF or Excel and create that streaming link in CSV or JSON. So as you can see with this report, I can easily locate that sensitive information and then proceed to secure it by moving it to a secure location. In this demonstration, we showed you how to mitigate risk immediately using the Aparavi Platform by getting instant visibility into different data types across your entire environment. We also showed you how to execute automated classification policies to help identify those vulnerabilities and risks located within your dataset. And then of course how to quickly locate and then be able to secure files that may contain sensitive information. If you'd like to learn more, please go to get.aparavi.com.